अक्षरसमाम्नयमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनिये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयं नत्वा सरस्वतीं देवीं शुद्धां गुण्यां करोम्यहं पाणिनीयप्रवेशाय लघुसिद्धान्तकौमुदी। प्रथमाध्यायस्य प्रथमपादस्य नवषष्टितमं सूत्रम् अणुदित् सवर्णस्य च अप्रत्ययः। सो पदच्छेदः अणुदित् इत्यत्र अण तथा उदित् इति पदद्वयमस्ति. सो अण and udit, savarnasya cha and apratyayah. So everybody, I think, hopefully knows the meaning of the sutram. Anudit, an and udit, savarnasya ग्राहकः भवति, सवर्णस्य बोधकः भवति इति आशयः अस्ति. Let's go through the sutram in the proper sequence. So anudit savarnasya cha pratyah ityatra uddeshyam kim vidheyam kim?
Vidheyam.
What is a vidheyam? Vidheyam is something that is being told. So is an being told here? Vidheya is a new information that gets revealed. Uddesha is the information that you already have. So about whom you are talking, that becomes your uddesha.
Vidhiyamana an is the Uddeshya and Savarnas and Udit Vidhiyamana Udit is the
So
Uddeshya.
correct. So uddesha would be avidhiyamanaha or apratyayah an and udit. So apratyayah goes only with an. We will see that in more details. Apratyaya does not go with udit. So we have apratyayah an and udit. So we are talking about apratyayah an and udit. This is the uddesham. What is the vidheyam?
Savarna.
Savarna Sangha.
So Savarna
Savarna
Samnya is
Grahana.
given. Savarna Samnya is given by Tulyasya Prayatnam Savarnam. And Vidheyam typically happens to be in the Prathama Vibhakti because it is the same entity being described as that of the Uddesha. So over here we have Savarnasya in the Shashti. So Savarnasya is a half complete fragment. Savarnasya kim?
Grahanam.
Grahanam. So how do you change that Grahanam into making a proper Vidheya if your Uddesha is apratyayah an and udit?
Savarnasya
Sorry.
Grahaka iti
Very
Uddeshya.
good, very good, very good. So savarnasya grahakah or savarnasya bodhakah, either way is okay. So grahaka or bodhaka, kasya grahaka, savarnasya grahaka, that becomes your vidheya. Who is the savarnasya grahaka? Apratyayah ana and pratyayah or apratyayah udit iti savarnasya grahakah bhavati. So apratyayah an and udita is the uddesha. ग्राहक is the विधेय. पश्यामः व्याख्यानं प्रतीयते इति प्रत्ययः. So typically this line is written as pratiyate vidhiyate iti pratyayah. Vidhiyate is technically the meaning of the word pratiyate. So the vyutpatti is pratiyate iti pratyayah. Prati iti upasargah, इन इति धातुः, इन गतौ इति धातुः, अच् इति प्रत्ययः अस्ति, प्रतीयते इति प्रत्ययः. The one that is mandated or the one that is being told is called pratyaya iti atra asmin sandarbhe asya arthah asti. The one that is told is called pratyaya. Pratiyate iti pratyayah. So apratyayah, na pratyayah iti apratyayah, the one that is not being told. So basically vidheya rupena yasya vidhanam sutre krutam nasti तादृशः अण इति वर्णः सवर्णस्य ग्राहकः भवति. So the one whose vidhanam is done, understand this, vidhana means that particular entity is being newly told in the sutra. This is where the uddesha and vidheya concepts need to be very clear. Entity which is being newly told in the sutram, that will be called vidheya. If it is not a vidheya, then it can be considered as the grahaka of the savarnas. I have seen many people misinterpreting this sutra by considering vibhaktis. So anything that is in the prathama vibhakti is taken as the vidheya. That is not correct. You have lots of entities in the prathama vibhakti which are not always vidheyas. So prathama vibhakti and vidheya are different concepts. Vidheyas will be in prathama vibhakti, but not everything in prathama vibhakti will be vidheya. We will see a few examples. So anudit savarnasya cha apratyayah, apratyayah an and udit. व्याख्यानात् एव इदं ज्ञायते अप्रत्ययः इति शब्दः अण् इत्यनेन सह अन्वेति. अप्रत्यय is not going to have any अन्वय with the udita. So udit can be vidhiyamana or avidhiyamana. Anudit savarnasya cha pratyaya says अप्रत्ययः अण् or udit savarnasya ग्राहकः भवति इति अत्र आशयः. What is udita? How do you divide this word?
Ut it yasya saha.
Ut it yasya or yasmin saha. What is this utta business?
Ukarah.
So in utta, you see takara being added over there. It is only for the ucharanartha or it is only for the spashtata pratipatyartham. We have ita giving idita, ata ita giving adita. So anytime you want a swara to make an itsamyaka, you add a small ta at the end. So if you want to say akara is itsamyaka, you will say atta plus ita adita. If you want to say rukara as ita, you say rutta plus ita as rudita. Anytime a swara is to be made as its samneka, you add a ta at the end, uta, ita, ruta, ita, and so on. Anytime you want to make a vyanjana as its samneka, you don't add anything. So ka plus ita becomes kita, ga plus ita becomes gita, and so on. This is a style of commentary. Why? Because if you just say e plus ita, it will cause a sandhi over there, it will cause a confusion. So takaraha tatra spashta pratipatyartham asti, takaraha tatra uchcharanarthaha asti. E should not be confused or should not have a sandhi with the next E. So he says idita or idita or udita and so on. So vyakyanam pashyamah. Anudit iti ana avidhiyamanaha savarna bodhakaha. This is a very beautiful way of writing. Look at this. He immediately clarifies the uddeshya and vidheya in this particular first sentence. Avidhiyamanaha is the visheshanam on the uddeshya. Kidrushaha ana avidhiyamanaha ana. So ana is the uddeshya. Avidhiyamanaha is the visheshanam of the uddeshya. Savarnasya bodhakaha. Savarnasya grahakaha is the vidheya over here. So avidhiyamanaha ana savarna bodhakaha vidhiyamanaha api udit. So udit yatra ukaraha itsamyakaha asti, kuchu and so on. That may be vidhiyamana, that may be avidhiyamana. Vidhiyamanaha api udit savarna bodhakaha bhavati iti atra sutrasya samanya rupena arthaha. Atraiva ana parena nakarena. Can somebody explain this part?
I un tatra nakarah purvanakarah. Parantu
Okay.
atra an iti paranakarena swikarniyam iti atra likhitam asti.
So what is the proof of this? Parena nakarena, what does it all include? A, I, U, Ru, Lu, A, O, I, O, H, Y, V, R, La. Okay. So many members. So let's step back a little bit. Where is ana used in which all sutras? Ana is used in a total of 5 different sutras. This is one of them. Anudit savarnasya pratyaya is one of them. So look at this. Urandraparaha, you see an ana over there. Dhralope purvasya dirghonaha, you see an ana over there. Kenaha, you see an ana over there. Ano pragruhyasya anunasikaha, you see an ana over there. And anudit savarnasya cha pratyaya, you see an an over there. 5 different places in Ashtadhyayi where an is used. Out of that, 4 places, Urandraparaha, Dhralope Purvase Dirghonha, Kenaha, and Ano Pragruhya Sunanasikaha. In these 4 places, we take the Ano of the first Shiva Sutra, thereby restricting the Ana Pratyahara for only 3 members, A, E, and U. For anudit savarnasya cha pratyaya, we take the broader scope, we take the na of lana and take all those swaras and her, ya, wo, and so on. Why? Why such a bhed?
Because all swaras have even the yara lava has got the Vedas where we want to take the savarnas.
For example, correct. For example, give me one concrete example where you really need the na with the paranakara. Think about it.
रुलुक् इको एनचि इत्यत्र
Huh.
रुलु इत्येव इति वर्णानाम् अपि ग्रहणम् आवश्यकं भवति खलु तत्र
Example. So that's all you are on the right track. I just need one example where you need the rukara to do the savarna grahanam. Simple example would be.
Savarna Dirgha Sandhi.
In Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, it's still both rukara or haswa only. Pitru plus runam, for example, is both haswa only. That's what I'm saying. That I know you all know what you're talking. Give me one single concrete example, any concrete example where if I change this sutram to Purva Nakara, it will cause a problem.
In Torli, Mahoday, we need the Anunasika Lakara for
In
na.
Torli, you need Anunasika Lakara. Why? Example?
Vidwan Likhati.
No, see, this is a common trap that people fall. All that we are saying is Parasavarnaha Bhavati. Parasavarna is different than Savarna Grahanam, right? I mean, all that we are saying is La's Savarna is Anunasika La. Nobody is questioning that. The point that we are saying is Lakarena Anunasika Lakarasya Grahanam Kimartham Karaniyam. So Torli Sutra only says that if you have a na over here, that na gets converted to Parasavarna. Lakarasya Anunasikaha Savarnaha Anunasikaha Lakaraha. That does not mean that Lakarena Anunasika Lakarasya Grahanam Bhavati. Clear?
The yava la varnaha अनुनासिकवर्णाः सन्ति तेषां कृते तस्य ग्रहणमपि भवति अण् इत्यनेन.
Give me one example, one concrete example. That's what I'm saying. Understand, and this is a very important pitfall, or this is a very important point. Savarna has already been defined. We know that ikarasya savarnaha dirgha ikarha, lakarasya savarnaha anunasika lakarha. That is not being questioned. What is being questioned is that ikarena dirgha ikarasya grahanam bhavati va. So E is also again not questioned because E is in the first ana also. Rukarena dirgha rukarasya grahanam bhavati va. Lakarena anunasika lakarasya grahanam bhavati va. That is the question that we are answering, not whether they are savarnas or not. What happens in the prakriya of tarati? Through dhatoh tarati iti rupam katham siddhyati?
So tatra thr asti and bhuati khanakal. So vikarna pratyaya shap asti.
Okay.
सार्वधातुक प्रत्यय अस्ति पित् अपि अस्ति अतः तृ इति इत्यस्य गुणः भवति तर् इति भवति.
Wait. Explain me that step. What happened? Through ityasya tar iti katham abhavat?
दीर्घ ऋकारस्य गुणः भवति.
What is the guna sutra? Which sutra gives you the guna?
पुरण्ड्रपरः
Sarvadhatuka will do the guna. Step by step. Sarvadhatuka will do the guna. What is the guna samyaka letter?
ऋकारः दीर्घ ऋकारः.
No, that is the sthani. What is the guna samyaka letter that is going
ar
not ar, akaraha, not ar, akaraha. So true becomes ta. There is no ar which is a guna samyaka letter. Then what happens?
Then urandraparah karyam karoti akarasya
brings a r over there. What is urandraparaha saying? The sutra says when you have rukara, you have in through you have dirgha rukara. How did you apply urandrapara there? Because rukarena savarna grahanam kritam asti. Because Rukara does the Savarna Grahanam, see, very beautiful sutra Murandraparaha, it itself has an ana, which is Purvanakarena. Ignore that. The Uhu part of Urandraparaha is Shashti Ekvachanam of Ru. Ru does not do a Tapara Karanam over there. Therefore, Ru must do the Savarna Grahanam, which is made possible because of the Paranakara of ana. Is this clear? In Anudit Savarnasya cha pratyaya, ana is by Paranakara. Had it been by Purvanakara, the Ru was not included over there. If Ru would not have been included over there, it will not undergo a Rapara. Clear? Even Guna is a problem because in case of Sarvadhatuka Ardhadhatukayoho, there is Iko Guna Vruddhi. Sarvadhatuka Ardhadhatukayo operates in context of Iko Guna Vruddhi. Ik will have a Rukara, which is even though only the Rasva Rukara will do the Grahanam of Dirgha Rukara, enabling the Gunadesha over there. So in Tarati, the fact that there is a Gunadesha and the fact that there is a Rapara, two separate facts repeatedly indicate that Rukarena Savarna Grahanam Bhavati. Yadi Rukarena Savarna Grahanam Bhavati, tarhi na iti parena nakarena. Clear? Any questions so far? So somebody might object on this is that Tarati form itself I don't accept. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe Tarati form is not according to the grammar. Maybe it is wrong. I don't accept it. Somebody just for the sake of argument might even say that you're basing your whole and soul argument on a single form called Tarati. I don't accept it. The answer to that is Tarati form is used by Panini himself in 4.4.5. So there is a sutram called Tarati, which is actually indicating the meaning of floats. So we don't need to go in the details of the sutram, but I demonstrated this to you because anytime you give a jnapaka, like a real example, we try to use a jnapaka which is present in Ashtadhyay itself. So Ashtadhyayam eva vidyamanam tarati iti sutram, tatra tarati is basically swims, so it is actually technically the lat lakara ekavachana of Tru Dhatu, and that is being accepted by Panini and it is being derived by the normal process by adding sarvadhatuka ardhadhatuka yoho, by doing rapara and so on. Obviously, I mean, this is nobody will go this far, nobody will stretch the argument so far. So tarati is extremely common word in the language, everybody uses it. So simply saying tarati and giving the derivation and saying that therefore for this derivation the ana must be by the parena karena is acceptable. Any questions so far? Is this argument completely clear?
Explain it for the ekara, okara, and all.
You don't need, right? If rukara is sufficient, then you have ana. So which ana you will take? All that I was trying to say is that we cannot stop at ayuna. So I took the first letter ru, which is after ayuna, and I demonstrated that. So let's take the examples. Before that, this ku chu tu tu pu ete uditaha. So when you say udit, basically ku chu tu tu pu ityetesham atra nirdeshah krutah asti. So let's take examples. Give me one example of apratyayah ana doing the savarna grahanam. Give me one example of pratyayah ana not doing the savarna grahanam. Give me one example of apratyayah udit doing the savarna grahanam. And give me one example of pratyayah udit also doing the savarna grahanam. You understood 4 questions?
यदादीना महा इति सवर्णग्रहणं न गृह्णाति
यदादीनामः इत्यत्र अ इति सवर्णग्रहणं न करोति. कथं न करोति?
विधीयमानः आ अस्ति आ विधीयते
अ इति विधीयते, not a. Not a. अ इति विधीयते. Very good. So त्यदादीनामः इत्यस्मिन् सूत्रे अ इति विधीयते. अ इति इत्यनेन सवर्णग्रहणं न भवति. Let's see what would have happened if त्यदादीनामः इत्यत्र अ इत्यनेन सवर्णग्रहणं क्रियते. What would be the problem?
Pratyahara, right? Like Savarna Grahana is done through the Pratyahara or the Udit, right? If you just say aha, Do we consider that?
Okay, so that's even a basic question. So Savarna Grahanam is done when an ana letter is being used. Any ana letter. So for example, in Urandraparaha, the first word was Uhu, which is the Shashti Ekvachanam of Ru, and Ru ittenina Savarna Grahanam Krutam. So any letter of ana pratyahara will do the Savarna Grahanam. That is the meaning of the sutra. So not the pratyahara. I mean, obviously, pratyahara will contain multiple letters. So that will do savarna grahanam of each of them. So let's take both way examples. So iko guna vruddhi ityatra ik iti shabdena savarna grahanam bhavati. अतः इकारस्य स्थाने दीर्घ इकारेणस्य अपि ग्रहणं भवति. उरण्ड्रपरः इत्यत्र ऋकारेण सवर्णग्रहणं भवति. अतः ऋकारस्य स्थाने दीर्घ ऋकारस्य अपि ग्रहणं भवति. So both cases, pratyahara includes individual letters that do savarna grahanam on their own, and individual letters also do the savarna grahanam on their own. Okay. Another example is a rach. Anybody knows this sutram? A rach. A rach sutram says that ई वर्णान्तात् धातोः अच इति प्रत्ययः भवति. एः is the panchami of e. E इत्यस्य पंचमी वचनम एः इति. एः अच. So again e केवलम ई इति निर्दिष्टम अस्ति. सो ह्रस्व इकारान्त धातवः दीर्घ इकारान्ताः च धातवः सर्वेषां विषये अपि अत्र अच इति प्रत्ययः भवति. So this is another example where you have the avidhiyamanaha ana standing as a single letter doing the savarna grahanam. Vidhiyamanaha ana not doing the savarna grahanam. Yadadinamaha was the example. Is this sutram being already taught to you? I don't know. Must be taught to you, right? You might have studied. Have you reached this point? So त्यदादीनामः इत्यत्र अकारादेशः भवति इति सूत्रस्य अर्थः. My question over here was, what would happen if त्यदादीनामः इत्यत्र सवर्णग्रहणं स्यात्? Is this a strong enough case to justify that there is no savarnagrahanam?
The shabda becomes dva anena sutrena. If it takes the savarna grahanam, it will become dva.
द्वि इति शब्दः अस्ति. तत्र त्यदादीनामः इत्यनेन इकारस्य स्थाने इदानीम् अकारः विधीयते. परन्तु यदि अकारेण आकारस्य अपि ग्रहणं भवेत् तर्हि अकारः तथा आकारः उभयोः तत्र प्रसक्तिः स्यात्. Then that will be a problem. That looks like an acceptable argument, but the counter question on that is, in case of such a dilemma, we can think of antaratamya. Because ikara was hrasva, therefore in case of hrasva ikara, hrasva akara can come as an adesha. So even if tyadadinamaha ityatra akarena savarna grahanam kriyate, tathapi dvi ityasya prakriyayam ikarasya sthane kala sadharmyat, the uchcharana kala sadharmyat, hrasva ikarasya sthane hrasva akarah eva adesha rupena agachet.
Alasamyam first time I'm hearing.
Okay. Let's what are you hearing for the first time?
This kalasamyam in place of ikara only.
Okay. Okay, so read this sutram afterwards. Sthanentartama sthaninaha aneke adeshaha sambhavanti che sadrushatamaha adeshaha vidhiyate. This sadrusham is of 4 types. You have sthana sadrusham, uchcharana sthana sadrusham. You have artha sadrusham. You have guna sadrusham. And the 4th is pramana sadrusham. Pramana represents uchcharana kala, ekamatra or dvimatra or trimatra. 4 different sadharmyas are being explained in the vyakhana. The sadharmya that I am quoting in the current context is the pramana sadharmya. Ikarasya sthane a and a, when there are both the candidates, let's go one by one. You have to go by sequence. You cannot randomly jump. Sthana sadharmya does not make any sense because a and a are same and e is completely different. So sthana sadharmya is out of question. Artha sadrusham, these are only letters, so artha does not make any sense. Guna sadharmyam, again bahya prayatnas, they don't really matter in this case. Therefore only thing that matters is pramana sadrusham. So ikarasya sthane akaraha eva agachet.
You said that the udit part of it does not get the apratyaya visheshanam added to it. So it's on that apratyaya is only for the an. So is that because you don't really ever get a vidhiyamana chu or ku or something like that?
That was my next question. Give me an example of udit where there will be vidhiyamana and avidhiyamana udit both doing the savarna grahana. So vidhiyamanaha udit api savarna grahanam karoti, avidhiyamanaha udit api savarna grahanam karoti.
Choho kuhu. Atra
Very
kuhu
good,
vidyaman.
very good. Stock example is choho kuhu. Choho iti chu ityasya षष्ठी एकवचनम, कुहु इति कु इत्यस्य प्रथमा एकवचनम, छोहो च वर्गीयस्य स्थाने क वर्गीयस्य आदेशः भवति, छोहो इति अविधीयमानः उदित्, कुहु इति विधीयमानः उदित्. Both of them do the savarna grahanam. Ch becomes k, wach becomes wag, j becomes g, say what bhishaj becomes bhishag. Anena prakareణ choho kuhu iti ekam sutram. It is written on the screen also over here. Choho kuhu. Similarly, there is a sutram called kuhoshchuhu. In the abhyasa karya, ku varga becomes cha varga. So khad becomes cha khad. Gama becomes jagama. So ku varga becomes chu varga. Reverse happens. There also both of them will do the savarna grahanam. Therefore, udit, whether it is vidhiyamana or avidhiyamana, will do the savarna grahanam.
In choho kuhu, you said choho is avidhiyamana.
Correct.
Can you just explain on that?
Right, right. So what does choho kuhu say? Cha vargiya varnasya sthane. Let's go to the sutra. Choho कुहु च वर्गीय वर्णस्य स्थाने यथा संख्यम क वर्गस्य आदेशः भवति. So who is a known entity? The known entity is the cha vargya varna. You have a word called vach. You know that there is a cha at the end. What is being told? Ka vargadesha is being told. So always remember, this is a very important definition. Anything that is known is uddesha. Anything that is being told is vidheya. So the cha vargiya letter is already known. That cannot be the vidheya. What is being newly told? Kasya jnanam bhavati. That is the vidheya. So here kuhu is the vidheya. Ku adeshaha bhavati iti uchyate. Cha is already known to you because you have a sentence. Unless you have vach, you can't come to the sutram chohu kuhu. So cha is already known to you. That is cha varnanta word are already known to you. So that is not a vidheya. The kuhu is the vidheya. So in case of chu, it is avidhiyamanaha udit. In case of ku, it is the vidhiyamanaha udit. Clear?
Stohoshchunashchuhu also we can take.
Stohoshchunashchuhu. Tatrapi chuhu iti asti, stuhu iti asti. That is also a very good example. Stoho is avidhiyamana. Chuhu is vidhiyamana. Shchuna is again avidhiyamana. Very good.
In udit, that ut takarah taparakaranam uchcharanartham aham chintitavati etavata taparakaranam, only the hrasva u chuhu.
Is the question clear to everybody? In udit, is takara for taparakaranam or is it for uchcharanartha? Earlier I mentioned it is for uchcharanartha. I purposely avoided the word taparakaranam and I did not want to enter into that, the gray territory. But now that you have asked, let's resolve it step by step. If I say udit, do you have a doubt? No, it is always uchcharanartha. Why it is always uchcharanartha in case of udit? Anybody, please, yeah. Umaji, you want to say something?
Savarna asti, but savarna grahanam na karoti.
Very good. So let's step back and understand this point. This is a common source of confusion. Savarnaha asti versus savarna grahanam karoti. Two completely different aspects. Ukarasya savarnaha dirgha ukaraha. Dirgha ukarasya savarnaha rhasva ukaraha. Rasva ukarena dirgha ukarasyapi grahanam bhavati. When rasva ukara goes, it brings along dirgha ukara with it. That is called savarna grahanam. Dirgha ukaraha rasva ukaram na anayati. Dirgha ukara does not tag along with it the rasva ukara. Therefore, there is no savarna grahanam. But still savarnas is there. Clear?
Satyam.
Okay. Now
Because
this point I want. Go ahead.
Maheshwarasutreshu ह्रस्व वर्णानाम् एव ग्रहणम् अस्ति खलु तत् कारणं तेषामेव सवर्णग्रहणं भवति इति.
Very good. So I'm coming to that. That's a very crucial point. So let's park Umaji's question again for some time, because understanding this point is more crucial. In the current sutram, you say anudit savarnasya cha pratyayaha. There is an ana over here. Now, if in all other sutras, for example, when you say urand raparaha, there is an ana. Iko yanachi, there is an ik. How does that ik expand over there? In iko yanachi, ik gets expanded as e, u, ru, and lu. This is how ik gets expanded. In case of anudita, why not expand anu as a, e, u? You get what I'm saying? You expand that, and then all those will do the savarna grahanam. So a will do the savarna grahanam, a will do the savarna grahanam, e will do the savarna grahanam, e will do the savarna grahanam, because all that Panini says is ana udit savarnasya. So ana will do the savarna grahanam. Ana can be expanded as a, e, u, like acha is being expanded in ikoyanachi as a, e, u. Clear? What a fundamental question, isn't it? Why do we say only Rasva Swaras do the Savarna Grahanam? Where is the sutra in the sutra written like this? Clear?
Then
Not
the
clear?
reference
Huh?
again, cyclic reference will come into place there, because that only gives the sutra gives the Savarna Grahanam.
Very good. Cyclic reference comes over there. If we start expanding Ana with A and E, then the sutra is being used to interpret that sutra again. Akarasya sthane akarasya grahanam kena sutrena bhavati anudit savarnasya cha pratyaya iti sutrena bhavati. So when you are studying anudit savarnasya cha pratyaya, you have no idea, or when you are interpreting anudit savarnasya cha pratyaya, you have no idea that ana will do the savarna grahanam. Therefore, a ityanena a ityasya grahanam na bhavati in this particular sutram. And therefore, anudit ityatra kevalam a, i, u, ru ityeteshameva grahanam kriyate. Ataha kevalam hrasvaswarena savarna grahanam bhavati. In case of a, o, I, o, dirghaswarena savarna grahanam bhavati, because they are actually included. A, o, I out. So a, o ityanena dirghaswarena savarna grahanam bhavati. But a ityanena savarna grahanam na sambhavati, because when ana is expanded in this sutram, a cannot include a. Clear? So far so good. Any questions on this point? And this leads us to the answer of question asked by Umaji. If savarna grahanam is not possible by a, tapara karanam, which is for the savarna grahana niyamana, is also not possible unless this sutra gets completely defined. So savarna grahanam is being defined by this sutram. Only when the savarna grahanam is completely understood, the tapara karanam, which is a niyamana of the savarna grahanam, can be understood. Taparas tatkalasya essentially blocks or limits the savarna grahanam. It says if ta is present, savarna grahanam will not happen. When the taparas tatkalasya sutra is to be interpreted, the savarna grahana concept is to be completely known. Unless the savarna grahanam concept is known, taparas tatkalasya has no effect. Therefore, in this sutram, when savarna grahanam itself is not known, uditta, the ta present over there cannot act as a tapara, because tapara is still not understood properly, and therefore it is uchcharanartha. Therefore, when you say utta plus ita, ta is purely for uchcharanartha to avoid this cyclic dependency. As soon as you say utta ityatar tapara karanam asti, tapara karanam requires the savarna grahanam to be understood, but utta itself plays a valuable role in understanding savarna grahanam. See how many times Anyanyashuraya is coming in our discussion, starting from Halantyam all the way. Okay, therefore we take a simpler route and we say ut ityatra takarah uchcharanarthah to avoid complex sandhis giving result to weird combinations of letters. Clear?
Yes,
So
धन्यवादः.
okay, so in anudit savarnasya cha pratyayah अण इत्यत्र सवर्णग्रहणं न भवति. किमर्थं सवर्णग्रहणं न भवति इति चेत् अण इत्यनेन सवर्णग्रहणस्य व्याख्या दीयते. अणवर्णः सवर्णान् गृह्णाति इत्यस्य सूत्रस्य आशयः. Once this sutra is defined, everywhere else इको यणचि उरण्ड्रपरः and so on, a rach achoniti, everywhere you will be able to do the savarna grahana. The next line in the Sudha Teeka is very interesting. Look at this. Let's start from the beginning. Adudit iti अण अविधीयमानः सवर्णबोधकः उदित विधीयमानः अपि सवर्णबोधकः भवति इत्यर्थः. Then he says तेन, because of this sutra अणुदित सवर्णस्य च प्रत्ययः तेन रुत इत इत्यादौ विधीयमाने उति इति न सवर्णग्रहणम्. Can somebody explain me the meaning of this statement? Rutta utta ityadu vidhiyamane uti iti na savarnagranam. What is the meaning of this statement? Is it vidhiyamana ana or avidhiyamana ana? What is the meaning of rutta utta sutram?
ऋकारस्य स्थाने उकारः भवति.
Correct. So ukaraha bhavati. So ukara is vidhiyamana. Anytime you say bhavati, it becomes vidhiyamana. So ukara is the vidhiyamana. So vidhiyamanaha ana savarna na grunhati. That's what we are studying. अप्रत्ययः अण सवर्णस्य ग्राहकः, प्रत्ययः अण सवर्णस्य ग्राहकः नास्ति. So vidhiyamaनः अण will not include the savarnas. So in rutta utta, the ukara does not include the savarnas, is what he says. Clear?
केवलं ह्रस्व उकारः एव भवति.
किमर्थं? विधीयमानः अस्ति. This is vidhiyamana. It does not include dirgha ukara, is what he is giving an example of ana. So avidhiyamanah ana savarnan grunhati, vidhiyamanah ana savarnan na grunhati ityasya udaharana rupena kim sutram uktam? Ruta uta iti sutram uktam. What happens in the ruta uta sutram? Ru varnat akare pare पूर्वपरयोः एकः उकारादेशः भवति. पितृ प्लस गसी, पितृ प्लस ngस, गमलु, these are the typical examples over here. अतः अत्र ऋकारस्य तथा अकारस्य उभयोः उकारादेशः भवति. तत्र ह्रस्व उकारादेशः एव संभवति, दीर्घ उकारादेशः नैव संभवति. किमर्थं न संभवति इति चेत् उकारः अत्र विधीयमानः अस्ति. विधीयमान अण cannot do the savarna grahanam.
इत्यादौ इत्यत्र तस्मात् आरभ्य एव एवं भवति.
This is one example and many other examples can be given. The meaning of ityado doesn't mean starting from this. It means this is one example and in many other examples can be given like this, is what he says. Tedadi namaha can also be one possible example.
Sir, Ruta, Uta, both places it is Taparas Tatkalasya, from that it is just the Ru and U, right? So
Very
why
good.
it is actually Vidyamana is not even required there.
Very good. I was expecting somebody to ask this question. Observe this. In Ruta and Uta, both places there is a Taparakaranam. So out of that, Ruta is Panchami. So it is not Vidhiyamana at all. So it will do the Savarna Grahanam. That needs to be blocked. Therefore, Ruta ityatra Taparakaranam krutamasti. Ruta ityatra Taparakaranam kimartham? Ru is not in Prathama. It is not Vidhiyamana at all. Look at this. Rukarat parasya iti atra ashayah asti. अतः अत्र रु इति विधीयमानः नास्ति. तस्य स्थाने सवर्णस्य ग्रहणं भवितुम् अर्हति. तादृशं ग्रहणं न आवश्यकं, न इष्यते. अतः रुत इत्यत्र तपरकरणं कृतमस्ति. So in रुत तपरकरणं is valuable, but When you go to Utta, U is Vidhiyamana. Understand, she asked a different question. Geeta ji asked a different question. I am rephrasing the question in a different way. Utta ityatra उकारः विधीयमानः अस्ति, सः विधीयमानः उकारः अणुदित सवर्णस्य च प्रत्ययः इति सूत्रेण सवर्णग्रहणं नैव करोति. If ukara does not do the savarna grahanam, what is the point of adding a takara at the end? Takara is either for uchcharanartha or for savarna grahana niyamartha. Now, this is not a complex sutram where uchcharana will create a problem. Ruta u can be a sutram like tedadinam aha. You can say ruta u. So, ta is definitely not uchcharanartha over here. So, ta must be for savarna grahana niyamartha. But why do you need ta for savarna grahana niyamartha? Because anudit savarna se cha pratyaya itself tells ukara is vidhiyamana, it will not do the savarna grahana. I have not answered the question. I'm just explaining the question. Is the question clear to everybody? So she asked a slightly reverse question. She said that utta ityatra taparakaranam asti. So the sutram is useless. That's a very broad step to take. Sutram has multiple levels of application. So let's ask a reverse question. Sutram asti. Ataha ukarena savarna granam naiva bhavati. Tarhi atra utta iti kimartham takaraha sthapitaha. Has Panini made a mistake? Is the question.
But in general, wherever the swara is there, he always uses that takara.
Tyadadinamaha. Straight example. It's not tyadadinamat. Okay. So ruta uhu. He could have done that. Right? And therefore, forget about the answer to this question. This line of Sudha Teeka is not very correct. It's not very clear white example. It's a fishy area. He could have given a better example, but he still gives an example. Tena ruta uta iti vidhiyamane utiti na savarna granam. That's a questionable example. Because as soon as you read this example, this question is going to come to your mind. Why is there takara present in uta? He should have given a different example like ikoyanachi, which is less questionable, or even tedadinamaha, which is less questionable. Ruta ita itself raises a big question. Yadi ukarena savarana grahanam naiva sambhavati. Anudit savarana cha pratyaya itself blocks the savarana grahanam for ukara. Why is ta being added? Let me repeat this. Such a question cannot be asked for ruta. Ruta ityatra vidhiyamanaha nasti. Rukarat parasya iti tatra arthah kriyate. अतः तत्र अविधीयमानः अण् अस्ति, सः अवश्यं सवर्णग्रहणं करोति, तादृशं सवर्णग्रहणं न इष्यते, अतः अत्र तकारेण सवर्णग्रहणस्य नियमनं कृतमस्ति. But that's not the case with uta. So ta over there is problematic, and therefore listen to this $1,000,000 statement. तकारः अस्मिन् सूत्रे यः तकारः विद्यते सः तकारः एव ज्ञापकरूपेण स्वीक्रियते यत् specifically for ukara, only for ukara, विधीयमानः उकारः अपि सवर्णग्रहणं करोति. Only for ukara. Anytime ukara is there, whether it is vidhiyamana or avidhiyamana, it will do the savarna grahanam. We do not want that. Therefore, a ta has been added to this sutra. Any questions on this thing?
If it is mentioned as uhu, then there will be a confusion if it is a rikarasya sashti bhavati vadi. That also could be the reason, right?
Vyakarana vishesha pratipattihi nahi sandehada lakshanam. So that question you can answer, ask many places. So aha tedadinam aha. Aha will be some vachanam vibhakti of something else. So that doesn't really matter, right?
One more sutra of this kind, there also should be take like this, ruta yit dhatoho. Atra dirgha rikarah asti, yit asti, dhatoho. It comes in the divadi gana, shyan pare, jir, jiru yoge, shyan yoge, ti, jir idadeshah. There also we have to take this kind of
That's a very good question. Ruta it dhatoho. So they don't seem to take this particular observation over here. Ruta tatha ita ubhayatra takarah uchcharanah asti taparakaranatham nasti. Ita ityatra ikarah vidhiyamanah asti sahapi savarnagranam na karoti tasya vishayapi taparas kim kimapi prayojanam nasti. So ruta it dhatoho ityatra api same argument can be applied, but commentaries don't apply it. Commentaries apply this argument only for ruta uta. They don't apply it for ruta it dhatoho. In ruta it dhatoho, the question is 100% correct. इत इत्यत्रापि विधीयमानः इ अस्ति सहापि सवर्णग्रहणं न करोति तर्हि तत्र तकारः किमर्थं स्थापितः. So the answer over there is that takara is uchcharanartha. In rutta ut, the takara is not for uchcharanartha, it is for blocking the savarna. The question is why? Why give us such a special treatment for ukara and not for ikara? We will hold on to this question and we will join back in the next class. I just want to conclude by one small comment that this particular observation that we did, ukarena savarna grahanam bhavati, therefore ta is added, is not a universally accepted opinion. It is one stream of Vaiyakaranas who believe this. There is other stream of Vaiyakaranas who take the simpler path and who will say that ta is just like Uchcharanartha in Ruta Uta in the same way as it is in Ruta Id Dhatuho. So there are Vaiyakaranas who believe that in both these cases the ta is for Uchcharanartha and there is no special treatment required for U. But a significant number of Vaiyakaranas, including Nagesha, believes that U is a special case. U will do the Savarna Grahanam even if it is Vidhiyamana. Now, Nagesha has the prakriya of others to justify his observation. The other people also have the prakriya of others to justify their observation. So, how the same prakriya of others is being used in two different ways, I will show it in the next class.